I'm gonna build a desk. Gonna build a new desk for the setup. I keep changing it. I keep making changes, but I can't help making changes. So at the moment, we'll have this one, which is I've all seen before. You might not have seen. This might be the first video you're watching. It's just a little bit cramped, just a little bit. So what I'm gonna do, sell it hopefully. I've done cable management like literally last week, so I need to figure out how to get all of this loveliness onto this one. I'm gonna set up time lapse and you can watch us do it, and then yeah, it's probably gonna be boring, but once I get my Mac back, because it's been sent away for repair, I've just stood on a plug. Ow. Well, it's been sent away for repair. When I get that back, I'll add a little beat on the end of this. But yeah, hope you enjoy. IKEA desk, it's called, what's it called? Mom. The desk is called Mom. If you want to buy it, get it, make sure it fits though.
I don't wanna talk no more, cause in my own head it feels like I'm at war. But I'ma still keep it real, of course, and I'm still smoking on green, of course. Still make you man leave, of course. Do you wanna see how man gets taught? I'll come round and I'll leave you distraught, and only cock and help if you take me to court. I don't wanna run about.
Can you take this? Right. That's the old desk out. I'm leaving it fully assembled for now, because hopefully I can get someone who wants it with a van, and they can just take it straight out, and they don't have to build it again themselves. But now we've got this bad lad. Right. Let the time lapse continue.
Wanna spit their bars for the fame, what a pity. I just wanna keep my family stable. Money on the table while man's getting gritty. Freaks from my town acting all silly. Sit and get pissed, talk about hitting lickies. You will never hit no licky in your life, so don't talk shit, don't walk with a flicky. All this talking's got me thinking that I've gotta be sat here drinking. Make you look like your head top's leaking. Get to the doctor, that shit needs treating. Trying to build up the plan, don't call on the boys in blue, I get gang. Step up to me, get your job won't span. When I step up to your boys, they ran. You're all just pussy talking like you'll bang. Stacking these racks, fly off to the dam. You're looking at me, don't know my face better.
So hi guys!
Do you want to say it for us? Come here. You see it? So desk's built. Just gotta put everything back on now. What she said. Whoops. Right, okay, it's now a few days later. Got my MacBook back. I got it back. When was it? 2 days ago. Back like 2 days ago now. Just started editing this video, and I remembered I needed to put something at the end. Because it's only 3 minutes long. Because time lapse is cut down extremely short. But what I'm gonna do is basically I made a beat last night. What was it yesterday? Yeah, was it yesterday? Well, not last night, but the morning. I'm just gonna do a quick beat breakdown on that beat, because it's been a while since I've done one of them, and I feel like it'll fit quite nicely. Right, so the chord sequence, the first chord sequence I've done, I just laid down one note and then built around it. So it just started off with these notes. And then I built like around it, because I'm not the best with music theory. So this is the way I kind of like build a chord sequence. I just trial and error essentially. It takes a little bit longer, but until you learn progressively, that's the best way to do like a chord sequence, really. So this is how this sounds like just by itself. So that right now has some effects on it. So it did have halftime on, but I bought the actual plug-in for halftime, and it's kind of like faded the old halftime out for some reason. So it's kind of a lot higher, but it doesn't actually sound too bad, and I quite like the highness of it. It contrasts quite nicely from the rest of the beat. Also for the intro, we've got basically this sequence reversed, but I believe it's in the lower octave, so this is what they sound like together. Now this bit I feel like I need to chop it up a little bit better, but just for the purpose of this video I'm just going to leave it as it is. And then, you know, I've already got a couple of people wanting to work on this one, so hopefully this gets released and you just get to hear it. But this is the intro anyway, with a reverse piano underneath it. I am using Contact for the sound, and it's Hybrid Keys Crunchy EP for the piano sound. You'll notice at the end as well, there's like a little trill. So this was just one note, and then I chopped it up and then increased the velocity over the course of the notes being played. So I'm just going to make this full screen so it's a little bit easier to see. So if you look at this, it's going from purple through to orange, which is the velocity coming from pretty much nothing to then like around 80 or 90, and it just created like a nice cool effect. So that's them two together, and then I've added like a crash at the beginning just to like bring it all in together. So this is what the intro sounds like all together. And then it just drops into a lower octave for the main like chorusy or pre-chorus verse, and it sounds like this. So it's the same chord sequence, just a couple of octaves lower, and I did add like a counter melody to this bit, so this is the counter melody for that. So for the counter melody, at first I did have it all under this one MIDI file, and then I just didn't like it, it just didn't sound very good. So I deleted it out of there, and then I just kind of laid some new notes down in a different MIDI or a different track. And then this sound is using Contact as well. I believe it's the same sound, yeah, Crunchy EP, but I've raised the velocity on all of them to as high as they can go, and that gives it that like electronic sound. So like by themselves. And then if I was to just lower the velocity of these, you see the sound is different. So it's more soft. So I like the punchiness of this one a lot better. And I tied it in quite nicely with the melody. But then this is where the drums come in as well. So obviously you've got like the typical drill like bounce. And then we've got a snare in here as well. So that's the MIDI for the hi-hats. So I've got a couple of different velocities in there just to try and make it bounce a little bit better. And then this is the MIDI for the snares. And again, I've messed about with the velocities a little bit just to try and make it bounce a little bit nicer. And then I think the last thing to add to the drums and it's like a perk, I suppose, was the bell, which is this file. Just a simple bell. I believe it's from a pack that I've got. I can't remember the name of it exactly, but it's called Ding. I'll just solo it out so you can actually hear it, because it's just playing in the background. Actually, you know what it is? I'm going to quickly add some reverb to this. Let's add it in a bus instead, because it's a lot easier to do it that way. than doing it through a normal, and then you can just turn it up there, and that basically increases the level of the reverb. So yeah, that sounds a little bit better. So yeah, that's a quick tutorial on how to do reverb in a bus, and it makes it a lot easier to add reverb to things. The only thing I've EQ'd so far is the 808s, which I'll come on to next. But yeah, this is the 808 pattern as well, which obviously when all this gets played together, it ties it in quite nicely. So for the 808s, I've got overdrive to make it more punchy and more bassy. We've got a little bit of EQ just to try and take the highs out and take some of the low out, so it's not overpowering, because we do want to put a kick in as well. Now, before I started filming this, I did add a kick, but the file wouldn't save for some reason. So I don't know why. I think I've got a hard drive problem again. But yeah, this is the 808 pattern, and the 808 I'm using is Spins 808. I know Ocean was giving it away in his last video, so I mean I could do that as well if I figure out how to. If I figure out how to, it'll be in the description down below. Alright, and then you can get that 808 if you don't already, because it's kind of like the Z 808, but it lasts longer, so it's you know, you've got more room for playing about with the 808 and the glides and stuff like that, so it's better for drill, I would say. Then we've got a couple of glides in here. I did mention how I do my 808s in a recent video, but I'll quickly go through it again. So essentially it's a little bit of a process, but it makes your 808 sound a lot better and a lot crisper and a lot better, well, a lot easier to mix. So what you want to do is you want to open Quick Sampler first, and then you want to find your 808. So if we press F, it opens up the files. We'll get the Spins 808, and what you want to do is you want to drop it in original. Just leave it in original. Then you want to close Quick Sampler. You want to open up your multi-sample or just sampler. Open that. Then you want to turn off modulations and mod matrix. Leave synth on. You want to turn the glide up to around 69, 70. You can mess about with it and find your like perfect glide sound, because that's where the glides come from. You want to turn the polyphony or the polyphony, however you want to say it, down to 1, and then mode into legato, and then that way it gives you a template on your 808. Alright, so just a quick second to give this boy a quick shout out. So ProdbyLGS is the reason why I know how to do my 808s the way I do. His YouTube channel is nearly at 3,000 subs, and he's dropping a new pack at 3,000 subs. So if you can all go and subscribe to him, drop in a comment saying Dylan sent you, and yeah, just show him some love. Like, follow on Instagram as well, he drops a lot of stuff on there. But yeah, big shout outs to LGS for that, bro. I appreciate it. So if you listen to this is without actually doing anything other than dragging it in. So that's the glides, you can kind of see there. But obviously you can drop it into a MIDI and you can mess about with the glides that way as well. So yeah, that's the beat breakdown. We've got a little bit of a bridge or gap in here where it changes a little bit just to switch it up. So it's the lower melody with the lower with a reverse piano without the 808s, and then it drops into this bit where it's got without the reverse piano in the count melody, and then it goes back into a drop. So I'm just gonna let it play through and tell us what you think in the comments. If you want to hear it released in full, drop us a like. Obviously likes really help the video beat the algorithm. I'm struggling to beat the algorithm at the minute. If you do watch this video all the way through the end, please give it a big like, please subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.